In today's video, we have an extra special guest and we're all squeezed into a chair and it's very uncomfortable, so we're gonna make this quick. We're going to intro this design that has an ape face with green glowing eyes and then a stock chart and then a rocket ship that is AMC because AMC is going to the moon. Right, Melody? Can you say AMC to the moon? And I'm gonna let him talk for just a second to explain what the heck we're talking about if you don't know. And yeah, I'll turn it over to you.
Hello, hello. And we are here talking about AMC. There is a stock chart on her hands that looks beautiful. And we are shaping up to have that last arrow pointing straight to the moon happen here very soon. So what's going on with AMC, just for people who might not be in the know, is there's a short squeeze that's currently going on within the stock community. And I guess I should start with a little disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and these are opinions of just my own. However, there's a big movement going on in the stock market that people aren't familiar with. And it is kind of a community-driven event, really. There's a whole bunch of retailers, a lot of large institutions that are involved, and a lot of people who are covering it and have given up their channels on YouTube just to cover this day in and day out. Open market starts at 8:30.
I won't be doing that. This is normally nails. Proceed.
Correct. Correct.
This is the one time.
So we're in the Central Standard Time zone. So market open is 8:30 to 3 o'clock, and I can count 3 dozen people that are open to close with the market, kind of covering AMC and GameStop. And it is just a really exciting time to be in the market and being able to witness and be a part of history. So I hope you guys enjoy her video of these nails and do some digging. We'll put a few things in the description so you guys can check everything out.
And even if stocks aren't your thing and you're like, why am I watching this video? This will be a very normal nail tutorial from here on out. Watch me paint this girl a face. It's glow in the dark. It's really cool. It's very striking black. Plus, I have some tips on painting the perfect black nail because if anybody's painted with black gel polish, you know that it can kind of be just not as clean looking as some other colors, and so I got these and they look absolutely flawless. I almost did paint them because they were just the clean black I was obsessed with. So I hope you love them as much as I do, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. Bye! Like I said, we're going to start off by applying a perfectly black nail. So to do this, apply the black gel polish as you would, but leaving a gap around your cuticle. Don't get too close, leave yourself some space. Then go back through with a small detail brush and fill in the perimeter of the nail. And if you do this, and you have a lot more control with that little brush, and you can get that looking so clean and so beautiful, and it's so easy. Once that's done, go ahead and cure it. And now I'm going to be using some gray gel polish to begin filling in the basic shapes of my gorilla's face. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to be doing like the chin area, the upper lip, and kind of like up to the nose. And it's kind of slowly working in and filling in these shapes. And you can fill them in completely, or you can do it kind of like an outline style. You can really do it how you want. I'm going to pretty much fill it in completely, even though I know I'm going to go back through and darken some areas and then lighten some areas. I'm just going to kind of give myself a smooth base. After I have that nose to chin area done, I'm going to go up and just do the brow bone that just kind of curls around and attaches to the upper portion of the nose. And in this area, I'm not going to completely fill it in. I'm going to leave sort of like the eyes alone, and then add a few little hairlines on the side of my gorilla's face. And then after I'm done with this like medium gray portion, I'm going to go ahead and cure that, and then I'm going to mix together some of that gray that I used with some of my black gel polish to create a darker color, and use that darker gray to start filling in some of the shading. And if you don't want to use, you don't have to mix your grays, you just want to use, varying shades. If you own enough varieties of gray, you certainly can. I do personally, but the reason I decided to mix them is because I didn't want to have different tones of gray. And when you look at gray, even though you think gray is pretty straightforward and you can go lighter and darker and it'll all look fine, sometimes they're a little bit more blue toned or a little bit more green toned, purple, pink, brown, etc., and they just aren't the same gray. And so if you wanted to really stay with the same gray, I would recommend mixing your gradations and not relying on it to be perfect directly from various bottles. So once you have that next layer, I'm going to go back through with some black gel polish, and it's either black or even a darker shade mixed yet, so it's not quite as dramatically black, but go through and do some more darkening of the different features here and there, and you can take this as far as you want or as simple as you want. as much as for this design I wanted to be kind of a realistic gorilla face, I did want it to also have a little bit of a cartoon vibe. So sort of halfway between cartoon and realism is what I was going for, somewhere in that little happy area. And then after I have that done, I'm going to mix my gray with some white to add some highlights. And just the same thing, if you want to use a lighter shade of gray directly from the bottle, go for it. Otherwise, mixing it, I think, is maybe a possibly better route if you want to take the time to do it. Add some highlights here and there. Give him a little bit of sort of wrinkle texture on his face. So instead of doing smooth lines, do all of your highlighting in little dabbing motions instead, and that'll give it more of like a textured skin, weathered look. Add some more highlights to the fur that's kind of around his face, and just add what you want. You can, like I said before, take this as far as you want or keep it as simple as you want. Then going through with some white gel paint, I'm going to be adding his eyes. I'm not going to do any details to his eyes. For this particular character or, painting, like I said, he has those green eyes, and that's part of what this whole AMC movement is, as they've got these green eyes, and it's kind of funny, I think. But we gave this gorilla those green laser eyes too. So then we're going to cover the white with some neon green gel polish, cure that, and then after that's cured, I'm going to mix some glow-in-the-dark pigment with some gel top coat to get a really intense glow, and I'm going to apply that over my neon green eyes. Once that's done, cure that again, and then the last thing is just going through and filling in any final details to this gorilla face. If you weren't to do it the AMC style with those green eyes, instead of doing it with the lime green, I would take some brown gel polish and maybe a couple shades of browns and just fill in his irises with that, and then give him the black pupil, and that would have done the trick as well if you, like I said, didn't want them to have those green glowy eyes. And then once you have those final little details done with black and white and gray and whatever colors you think you just need to add a few little bits more detail with, and once you do that final cure afterwards, then you can go through and just apply a layer of gel top coat, and this nail is done, and we can work on the rest of them. So then the next ones on the list is we're going to do the index nail and be painting a little base of a rocket ship. So I'm trying to represent some of the classic phrases that I hear my husband saying all the time, and that now he has our daughter saying too. AMC to the moon is probably one of the most prevalent in our household. In fact, every single night he has our daughter Melody going AMC to the moon as she jumps off a stool. It's part of her bedtime routine now. And so that is one that is stuck in my head. And so it's this little rocket ship that has AMC written on it heading towards the moon. So we have the little rocket ship done with the same gray as I did for my gorilla face on the thumb, and then add some flames coming out the back of it with yellow, orange, and red gel paint. And then with some black gel paint, I'm going to be doing the little details on my rocket ship, adding some of the outlines between the different panels of metal, a couple little polka dots for where it's bolted together, and then with some black, I'm going to just outline that little label where it is going to eventually say AMC on it. So then after you have that, I'm going to be doing the fins of my rocket with some red gel paint. And all of these gel paints and gel colors, everything besides that glow-in-the-dark pigment, is from Madam Glam. And I will put all of their color names in the description box below. I know sometimes that's helpful, and I used to always get asked all the time if I could please link the color names that I use. And so I have started doing that recently. It's a lot easier since I'm pretty much just using Madam Glam for gel products since I fell in love, and now nothing else can hold a candle to it. So if you are curious about those color names, you can definitely check that out. And then after I have my little fins done, then I'm going to outline them if needed with some black gel paint. And then I also filled in that little label place with white gel paint. And after all of that's cured, I'm going to take my red again and write AMC within that label. And it is so teeny tiny. It was really hard to get that AMC painted so that it was legible. So if you are, if you just want to do a rocket design, I would skip the little label if it wasn't AMC specific. Then after you have that done on the middle ring and pinky nails, we're going to do the easy part, and that is doing the stock chart. And it's also, this is the part when I showed my husband, he looks at me, he goes, "Did you actually look at the AMC stock chart so you could try to replicate it?" And I just started laughing, like, no, I didn't actually look at it. I was just making a stock chart, which you mean to actually replicate the stock chart would be crazy, because if you happen to look at it, I don't know if anybody else is following this like we are, but it is crazy. It goes like up and then down, and then, yeah, it's basically like this one. It's just going up and down like mad, until hopefully someday it'll just go up and up and up and up. we can hope. And like my husband said, if you are interested at all in any of the AMC information, we will put some links below as far as different channels or resources to look at if you're interested. I know my husband has talked to some of my clients about it and gotten them involved. It's kind of a big, and like all of my family, he's very persuasive. So if you are interested at all, he can definitely help me out and get me the correct links to put below. But back to our little stock chart, we're going to do it with green again, the same lime green that I used for my gorilla's eyes. It's super bright, gorgeous green. It's a newer one from Madame Glam. Again, links to all the colors below. But then I'm going to take my little mix of the glow-in-the-dark pigment with the top coat and apply it over the neon green line, at least the best that I can. We're trying to get it so that just that stock chart and the eyes of the gorilla glow. And it's such a beautiful thing. And mixing, if you've ever try to do glow in the dark pigments before, you should know that that's like the best results for glow that I've ever used, better than any pre-mixed product is if you mix it yourself. So I always do that. And if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. You can get glow in the dark pigments on Amazon or eBay really inexpensively. So if you want to, that's a great little thing to try. But once these are all done, you can apply a layer of gel top coat over the top. And here we are. Do you guys see how crisp and beautiful that glow is? And just those thin little lines, I absolutely love it. This whole design is very intense. I don't usually just wear super black nails like these, so they have been something to kind of get used to. I'm usually like a bright and vibrant sort of person, so this is an intense design for an intense situation. And if you guys, again, are interested in AMC, check the links below, or if you're interested and you want to send me something, my husband can give you a rundown personally if you'd like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!